On this video, today's topic is on Gen Alpha being unable to read. So let's take a look at this person right here and see what they have to say about it.
Kids can't read, write, or remember anything or use their imaginations, and the teachers are wondering why. Parents are confused with why our children are coming home with these crazy grades or not knowing how to do their homework, so then we can't help them because they don't know how to tell us what the hell they're doing in class. All across the country, we got teachers saying the same thing, that these kids are not in the level or on the level of the grade that they're in, that their handwriting is crazy, that they have zero retention and zero access to imagination. They will practice.
I've heard a lot of that around as well, especially all around TikTok. There'd be some teachers in there saying, it's concerning and that it's also going into high school, middle school, sometimes even college. I've heard college kids are having a problem with reading as well, and it's kind of scary. Why is that? Because this is the future generation, and they're they're illiterate. A lot of people coming up in this next generation cannot read, and reading is extremely important because you could just everything. There's words everywhere. It's how people communicate. If they're writing something and giving it to you, for example, like a contract, you gotta be able to know how to read to know what's on that contract so you know what you're signing up for. Other things like that, right? So, what could be the issue? Because it can't just be one thing like, oh, the electronics or the teacher's not caring or the parents not caring. It's gotta be a whole mix of that and more that people need to fix fast. Let's see what else she has to say.
A subject or a skill the whole week, and then when it comes to testing, the children draw a blank. They don't know. They don't know what they're supposed to do. We were writing full ass essays, the final draft and the rough draft in the same 45-minute time period, ready to turn in third grade. We got high schoolers out here right now that can't write 5 paragraphs, and the teachers and parents alike want to know why. But I'm gonna tell you something, it ain't the kids, it's the system. It's not just COVID. It's not just the phones and the tablets. It's not just the parents. It's not just the curriculum. It's all of it. The kids can't.
Yeah, she said it too. As I was saying, it's literally everything. And it's just, well, first off, everything starts in the home, so parents should definitely be not giving kids electronics and stuff like that at such an early age because that plays a part in why they don't have any attention spans. We can't even teach them the way that's required, and that could really help them because they're so buzzed out by all this energy and high bright colors and constant fast speed, being exposed to the internet super young, and then when there's a moment where you have to teach them, it requires them to really sit and be intentional and listen and use their brains. It's impossible because it's so cluttered. So I feel like that's definitely the first step, and whatever happens in the school, that needs to be improved as well because it's surely not only being exposed to the internet at a very young age, but that's definitely plays a part. So I have this next video here. Let's get into this one.
That Gen Alpha can't read.
My child is in the 2nd grade and can't read.
I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
Over the past 30 years, many American children stopped learning to read.
Around 40% of our 4th graders can't read at a basic level.
I can't do it no more. I can't do it.
Why can't they do it? Because of how they're being taught.
The power that we are going to learn today, it's called picture power. Can we say picture power?
Picture power!
She's teaching reading using balanced literacy, a technique pushed by teachers' colleges that's supposed to make reading more fun.
The learning goal would be that the children were able to use a picture to figure out an unknown word.
They're training the kids to be bad readers.
Niels Hoven, who designed an app that teaches kids to read, says,
If you ask any parent who's teaching their kid to read, it seems fairly obvious. You teach them the letter sounds, and you teach them to blend those sounds together, and then your kids start reading.
That's called phonics. The National Institutes of Health says systematic phonics instruction produces significant benefits.
For some reason, for the past several decades in our school, this is not the way that they teach reading.
One reason is that liberal activists
Oh.
said phonics drills take the joy.
So basically, having to sound out the letters and construct them together to blend the word and be able to say the word and read it, they're taking that out. That's what phonics is, and they're discouraging phonics being used in the school system. Okay, that's pretty bad. I'm not sure why they would push to do this when it obviously works. So if you're not teaching them to read that way, how other way could you teach them to read if they can't sound out the words? They're just looking at stuff and then guessing the word. But they like okay, they know the word, but they don't know why it is or how to spell it or read it when they see it next time. That's pretty interesting. Let's keep going.
Joy out of reading.
They're so boring. I swear they do a better job than Nembutal or Trazodone in putting children to sleep.
This balanced literacy teacher actually discourages her student from sounding words out.
Stop doing that. Stop. You can't sound out. I don't know why you started doing that.
Instead, the child should
Look at the picture
and try to guess the word. Balanced literacy was widely accepted.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty bad practice. What's sad about that clip was that the kid knew, hey, I gotta read this. I could try sounding it out to help me. So, it gives a better grasp on how each letter would sound individually. You put them together, you sound it together, then you read. Pretty basic. Do it very young. And then the teacher is telling him, don't do that? That is insane. Instead, just guess the picture in front. Like, you can't even get mad at the kids. I mean, wow, that's insane. That is insane. So, and that child was paying attention, his attention span wasn't all buzzy all over the place. So it's like, sounds like even if the parent does the right thing and doesn't expose them to, the crazy fast-paced digital side of the world, if they go to school, the teachers are discouraging phonics reading. They're taking that out the system and telling them to just guess the words, so they still won't be able to even read. That's insane. So, we've learned about two things for sure that should be changed up. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. How do you think we can recover kids' abilities to read? Do you think they'd be able to recover from not being able to read? What are some practices we could add into how we teach the children of America to get this resolved? Because at the end of the day, reading, you just can't avoid it. It's such a basic skill that everyone uses every day. And if people can't read, then that's going to cause a world of trouble. We'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to hear more of our perspectives. And we enjoy having you with us today. Take care and have a good one.